Okay, I have been trying to record this episode for the last 45 minutes. Luckily, my tea is still hot, so that's good. Yes, welcome to episode 59 of M1 Yarns and the Michigan Makers Podcast. I'm Jamie, your host of this mostly knitting podcast, coming to you today from Metro Detroit, Michigan, where we are recovering from quite the ice storm. This is not a weather podcast, so don't worry. But last night, there were lots of chunks of my trees coming down and crashing all around my property. And that did not make for a great night's sleep. But we're here. We're gonna slog through it. And my curls are on point. So again, this is not a hair podcast, but it's always good to have a good hair day. So yeah, anyway, I am a yarn dyer, I am a knitter, I am a creative maker type, and in these fun episodes, I invite you to grab a drink and your project and maybe a cozy blanket, and let's talk about my projects. Let's talk about I have a lot of exciting stuff for you in this episode, including, so I love knitting podcasts. I watch a lot of them. I watch them while I knit. I actually have them going in the background while I'm dyeing yarn. I draw a lot of inspiration from other makers in the community. So if you have a knitting podcast, comment below. Maybe I already watch you, maybe I don't. But one of my favorites is Taylor of the Wool Needles Hands podcast. That doesn't roll off the tongue easily. Anyway, she recently was talking about, she did like an Ask Me Anything, and she was talking about this lip balm by Honest Beauty, and it is in the color, sorry, my ring light is kind of making that, there we go. Oh, this is Fruit Punch. I thought I grabbed the blood orange. It's not bad. I mean, it's very neutral. Today we're looking neutral. But she did the blood orange. I should really get the blood orange. But she recommended this. And this is my new favorite thing ever. So I had to recommend it. It's very, like, natural. So yes, that's my new favorite thing this week. Let's just set that there. Okay, today I have whips, I have events to talk about. A lot of people always ask me, like, where can we buy your yarn besides your website? Which my website is open 24/7. You are more than welcome to shop there at your leisure. But upcoming, I have some fun events and places where, if you like to scratch and sniff, shall we say, the skeins, you can do so at your heart's content. So I just shipped a wholesale order to a brand new yarn shop that I want to give a big shout out to, which is Knitcessities, and I'm going to link her below. She is based out of Orlando, Florida. So if you live in Florida, or if you are doing spring break at Disney World, you might want to go check out this fun new yarn shop. They just opened, I want to say, like 2 weeks ago, and there is a yarn crawl happening in that area. I want to say the first week of March. And I just shipped her a wholesale order of mohair, worsted weight, superwash merino, and an 80/20 fingering weight in a broad variety of colorways for every palette. And so that's an opportunity for you to go and support a local yarn shop and support me, which I very much appreciate. And I just think it's so important that we as knitters and crocheters and dyers and designers that we support the local yarn shops, because that's where most of us really get our help and our community of knitting or crocheting. I say knitting very generically. Um, but Vanessa is the owner of Knitcessities, and she was really a delight to work with in discussing this wholesale order. And I just send her lots of love and support and business good vibes. And so please go give her a shout out. I will link her Instagram and all her contact info below. But if you are in Orlando, please do go check her out, and let me know what you think. I need to go to Florida. This weather really has me thinking that I need to go to Florida, like ASAP. We haven't had a harsh winter, but the ice storms are kind of driving me crazy. Like, yeah. Anyway, that was some ice falling. If you heard that noise, oh my God, hold on. So this morning I was on the phone talking to someone about all the tree chunks that had fallen overnight. And there were several large pieces that we'll have to get a chainsaw to deal with. But as I was speaking about this, a huge piece fell on my roof, barely missed a window, broke half of a peach tree on its way down. And I mean, the only damage to my roof was like one shingle that was slightly, you know, ruffled, shall we say. Really crazy. But I have a lot of big trees. And anyway, let's try to get through this episode without talking about the trees again. Okay, so Stitch Up Chicago is a, let's just call it a knitting retreat plus. I went to it in Chicago in April, no, scratch that, March of 2020. And when I say March, you're probably looking at me like, Jamie, nobody did anything in March of 2020. But this was the first weekend in March. And it was so much fun. And they haven't had Stitch Up since COVID. But Michelle, the organizer, and I'll link all this below, of course, is finally bringing it back. And I was invited back as one of the yarn dyers for what they call the indie yarn tasting. And it's basically speed dating. You're in a ballroom with big round tables. And this year there's going to be 7 yarn dyers who have their own tables. And then each of us will be bringing at least, I want to say it's like 4 or 5 of our bases in a variety of colorways. And everyone has a little ball at their seat. And you can try to knit or crochet or weave if you want my yarns and get a feel for things. And then you would like do that for, let's say, 20 minutes. And then you move on to the next table and try the next dyer and so forth. And when you're an attendee at Stitch Up, you get this massive swag bag full of yarn and needles and pins and goodies and coupon codes and all sorts of stuff. And all the food is included. There's a, let's see, it kicks off with afternoon tea at Nina's Chicago, who's one of the sponsors. There are 4 hosts. One is London Kay, if you're familiar with her big crochet yarn bombing works of art. One is Natalie of Detroit Knots, who I had on the podcast several years ago, and I will link her episode in one of these corners. I can never remember which one it is. And if the camera is vibrating or like wiggling, it's because my dog keeps kicking the tripod. This happens every time. Anyway, we're just rolling with it. Let's see who else. Tamara of Moogly Blog is going to be hosting as well, and I'm forgetting someone else. Oh, Mother of Pearl, and it's going to be amazing. like early bird tickets, I think they're calling it, are available through Monday. So this episode is going to go up on Saturday, the 24th of February, I want to say. Whatever that like last Saturday in February is. You have until Monday to go get your early bird ticket. That is a substantial savings. But regardless, if you're in the Chicago or Midwest area and you're looking to have a fun weekend with a bunch of other fiber folks, please consider it. It's awesome. I don't know if I mentioned, but all the food's included. There's a taco bar night, which is amazing. There's let's see what else. Various events. You'll be doing an event with London K. You can take lessons. You will be making projects. It's amazing. You got to go. So I'll be there. It is. I didn't tell you the dates for it yet. That's my bad. See, I'm so excited about this. It just slipped my mind. It's April 14th and 15th, and I'm hoping I can say this without getting into trouble. It hasn't been announced. Maybe I could say it because you guys are my people, but I'll let you in on a hint of a secret, and then probably I'll be able to announce the full details in the next episode or on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, head over there, follow me there. But Sunday, the 16th of April, okay, I don't know where I left off just now. I don't think I can record a single podcast episode without a delivery being made to my house and the dogs going berserk. Let's see, what was I talking about? Oh, on Sunday, April 16th, there are going to be some bonus events that you will not want to miss out on. And this is like a big wink, wink, nudge, nudge kind of thing. And again, UPS. Anyway, Sunday, April 16th is my birthday, and it'll be really fun to hang out with fiber friends. So if you are in the Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, I feel like I'm on a geography quiz. Anyway, if you're in the area or you feel like traveling for a fun, fibery weekend, please do. I will, again, link everything below. So that is one thing I wanted to mention. Also, on the note of yarn buying and supporting local yarn shops, my local yarn shop is Have You Any Wool in Berkley, Michigan. Big shout out to Shelly and the whole crew over there. It is the cutest little yarn shop you ever did see. Has a great community. And they have this really cool program called the Motor City Yarn Club. And it runs for like 12 months, and you can sign up, I think, by quarter. And the new cycle of 12 months kicks off in April. And in the past, I have dyed. The first year was like, the theme was places around Metro Detroit. And mine was the Fox Theater, which, if you know anything about Fox Theaters, it's an old historical, there were only like 7 of them, I want to say. And Detroit's is really beautiful. The inside, I'll insert a photo here so you know what I'm talking about. But I drew my inspiration for this colorway from this photo. And this was the yarn that I dyed for that. This is on mohair, but I also dyed it on, I think that year I dyed it on sock yarn. And then you could order mohair or suri as a bonus. Then last year I was invited back and I dyed a colorway inspired by my husband's red 89 Camaro. And then this year they invited me back, and I am the first dyer of the new year, which kicks off in April. And my colorway, I better get permission to talk about this. The theme is food and beverage, and my colorway theme is Sanders Hot Fudge, which is amazing. And I think starting in I think it's next week. So maybe I'm okay with sharing this with you guys. I mean, again, you're my people. So, like, I have to share my secrets with you guys. You have to be the first to know about this yarn stuff. I'll get permission if I include this. Anyway, so here's a photo of the yarn colorway. And if you're interested, you can call Have You Any Wool. I'll link them below. And you can order. This is really cool. This year, you can order your colorway, your yarn, on either 80/20 fingering or DK weight superwash merino, which I think is really cool. And you can order extra skeins. So just call Shelly if you're interested, and you can work out your order. I always feel like when I'm podcasting that I'm talking a mile a minute, and then when I edit it, it doesn't seem so bad. I don't know. Oh my god, this is so good. I've talked about this before, but this is Tivana's Beach Bellini, which I get from Amazon Subscribe and Save because I freaking love it. And I do 2 tea bags at a time because I like it strong with a little steamed lemonade and a little honey. Oh, it's so good. I didn't talk about what I was wearing. I am wearing my newly finished classic, which that knit along ends March 12th. So if you are knitting your classic, hurry up and finish and post your photos. And I mean, you don't actually have to finish by March 12th. Do like a whip photo. Anyway, this is my classic. Last week, I released a finished object review video where you can spend about 5-10 minutes and get all the details on this, the yarn, the modifications I did, because I did do some. And let me just tell you, I have been living in this sweater since I finished it. I don't think I've loved a sweater this much in quite some time. And so that's what I'm wearing. Let's talk whips because cast-on-itis is real and new yarn and new colorway excitement is real. Okay. Oh, I just hit the dog in the head with the project bag. So I recently shared with you guys a new base in my shop, which is called Luxe Yak. And it's so funny because I've been wanting to knit with this since I got it. But maybe a week or two ago, one of you commented that maybe I had mentioned this yarn on an episode. But the comment was basically like, you should do a video of the yarn because, and it's, there we go, now it's focusing. Because in photos, sometimes it's hard to like really get a sense, but this is so cool. It's like grayish with brownish, I think, undertones or overtones, however you want to say it. But the shine in this, so this is 50% yak, 50% silk. It is absolutely phenomenal. I think this would make an amazing pair of socks. The silk would be the strength, would be great strength for socks, especially if you are like an anti-nylon person. This would be a really good sock option. But I have been wanting to knit with this for quite some time, and last week I cast on the Mutations sweater by, what's her name? It doesn't say on the page that I have here. Anyway, I will put the sample photo and her name on the screen now, and I will link it below. But this is my sample. But this is my sample, and it's got a really cool configuration. That these shoulders, so it's top down seamless, how these shoulders like grow out or increase the increases is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, um, it's kind of hard to hold it up because it's like it's the needles are, it's a hot mess right now on the needles, but I'm hoping you can see the fabric it creates is really nice. So, what was I gonna say about this project? Yeah, I guess I have a thing right now for like neutrally turtlenecks. Um, I'm loving this. So this is Luxe Yak, and yeah, I'm hoping to have this done soon. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but that was another branch hitting my roof. I'm gonna end up having a whole tree in my upstairs room pretty soon. And that was another one. Oh my God. Anyway, um, I think I told you about this last time, but in case you missed the last episode, I should say that I will have that yarn at the Ann Arbor Fiber Expo, which is the first weekend in April. So first weekend in April, I will be at Ann Arbor Fiber Expo with a whole booth. And then the third weekend in April, the 14th, 15th, 16th, in Chicago at Stitch Up Chicago. I don't think since the last episode I have actually made any progress on this, which is really sad because I really would like to finish this. Let's see which way is which. This is the warm-up sweater by Espace Tricot in my Harvest colorway. And I mean, I guess the body is it's probably more than halfway done actually. And I'm doing decreases on the waist because I like that. Yeah, the body's almost done. I could probably finish this if I took time away from that yak sweater, but like it's like the attack of the yak. I started it, now I need it as a sample for my booth, so I have to finish it. So I have to be a responsible business owner and finish my sample instead of my selfish knitting. Um, so I'm kind of sad. I feel like I just need to take a whole day or two off and like bang out this sweater and then come back to the yak. But this is a great pattern. If you haven't heard me talking about this before, this is actually a really good like first garment pattern. The warm-up sweater. I will link it below. And is it DK weight? Heavy DK or light worsted yarn. So, I'm really excited about this. I think I do need to just take a day and selfishly knit. We'll see. Okay, I don't know if I had this started on the last episode or not, but I got a little bit done before I cast on my yak project. Yeah, I think we talked about this because we were talking about the yarn, what to call this colorway, which I have yet to add to the shop. I'm sorry, I need to. I know you guys have been patiently waiting. This is going to be a new colorway. This is Hudson and West Forge, which was the colorway Honey you could only get at Rhinebeck last year. Together, awesome. And I'm knitting what am I knitting? Goldwing by Knit.love.wool. And I haven't gotten that far. Oops, I'm tangled. Bum. I haven't gotten that far in the yoke. Oh, that looks really good, if I do say so myself. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get this done really in time to wear it much before spring and summer, but this has been in my queue for a long time, so I'm not mad about it, and I'll come back to it. I like color work knitting, in case you haven't noticed. I think that's all I have for you guys right now. I actually have some really exciting stuff coming up, but I just can't announce it yet. So be sure, like I said, to connect with me on Instagram where I am most active. But thanks for joining me here. And if you don't mind to help me with YouTube's annoying algorithm, drop a thumbs up below if you like this video and hit the bell to get alerts when I drop new episodes, which is pretty much once a week when I get my act together. And other than that, I hope your knitting and crochet time is treating you well. And I hope to see you at one of these upcoming events that I mentioned, because that would be really great. I love connecting with other makers in person over, a good skein of yarn. And so, yeah, I hope to see you soon. And let me know what you're knitting on. All right. See you next time.